Alright lads, it's Pete Fish Rigs and Tips here. I'm just going to show you how to tie my version of the dongle rig. I have used it, it does work, so yeah. So if I just turn the camera and show you the components we need. This is the components I use. £60 Powerflex shock leader, and I use Profil for the bait. What they tie on with the loop. It's a backing line for fly line. It's quite strong. And so I use that. I don't use braid, I use that. I don't use. There's the hook length, Amnesia. That's £25 I'm using for the hook snood. And there's the hooks I'm using there. Dr. Fish Catchmore Circle Hook size 4.0. And you're going to need a bait and weight clip, a 4.0 circle hook, a size 2 swivel, 2 beads and a pulley bead. And that's what you'll need to make this rig. Well, my version anyway. There you go. So I know my camera angle's not very good, but I'm doing my best. So first off is your £60 shock leader that I use for my rigs. Powerflex. This is really good. So as usual, my length, as you've seen in my other videos, I do it to my nose, stretch my arm out as far as I go, turn my nose a bit, pull it for the knots. So there it is there. That's it. I'm going to snip that now. You can see, I'll snip that there. That down. So that's my rig body. As you can see, there it is. Right, so first off is I'll tie the bait and weight clip. There it is. To the line. Just the normal knots. You use your favourite knots. See, one. I always do 6 times round through the loop. And always remember to wet it. Put it down. There you go. Nice and neat. Snip the tag end. That's the one. Right. So that's the bottom of your rig. So you put a bead on. There you go. Little bead. Thread that on. I can see it. There it is. So you thread the bead on. One bead. Your pulley rig bead. There it is. You can see it. I like these. They're alright. Thread that on. You thread another bead on. There you go. It's another bead. So, and then you can tie the size 2 swivel onto the other end, like so. Same as before. Whatever knot you're happy with. Wet it. Always wet it. Pull it. Put it down. There it is. All nice and tight. So snip the tag end. So on the main rig body now, you've got a size 2 swivel that your hook's going to go to, the snood's going to go to. So then you've got your line, and then you've got a bead, a pulley bead, a bead, and your bait and weight link, or whatever bait and weight link you prefer. These are alright, I like them anyway. So there you go, so that's it. So then you get your hook length, which is £25 Amnesia, as you can see. So yeah, £25 Amnesia. So what I do is start at the beginning, pull it all the way to the top to where your bait and weight link is, or the other end, it doesn't matter really, just take that off. where the swivel is that you're going to use as the hook snood. So there, and then go down the rig. You can have this as long as you want, really. Well, so long as it's not as longer than the rig body. So there, I'm going to do that there. So see, you've got that much left, because you're going to tie the hook on, and then you're going to tie the profile on for the bait that you're going to hook your bait on. So I'm going to cut that there. That's about 2 inches, 3 inches, say 3 or 4 inches from the clip. So I'll snip that now. That's snipped. So what I'll do now is I'll tie the snood onto the size 2 link. What I have done in the past for this is I've used a clip for this, so you can just change them if you want. So you can make different dongle size hooks, and you can just clip them on and off. You can do that if you want. So anyway, tie that on any knot you want, wet it, pull it so it's tight, nice and neat knot. See, let's snip that tag end off. There we go. Snip the tag end off. Right, so that's your hook link. As you can see, go down now to your bait clip. There you go. It's about 6 inches away now. So now that knot in the other video I showed you to tie the hook on. So there it is. So you do a loop in the line, like so. There it is. This is my one anyway for the loop for the hook. So there you go. You've got that. So you can have that as big as you want. So I want not too big a loop. So then you get your hook and you thread that. See, the loop's up the line, so you thread the tag end through the back of the hook. Yeah, and then you can take that loop up. So you put that on the back of the loop. So there's your hook. There's your line going through the hook eye. There's your loop. So you lie that on the back. Then in front of that loop, you go round 3 or 4 times. 4 times. And you thread it back through that loop there, like so, and then you pull it tight. As you can see, there's the loop. You pull it tight, wet it at the tag end, pull it tight, and there you go, all nice and tight. I have done a separate video to show you how to do this loop. Just smudge it down a bit. So then there's the loop for your hook. So your hook's free sliding. So what happens is when the fish takes the bait, that'll be the hook, and that'll swing round and hook it in the side of the mouth every time. So there's no swallowing of the hook or anything like that, and it's easy to come out. Now there you go. Now you can have this braid for your bait as long as you want it. It's not braid, sorry, it's profile I use for fly fishing backing. So you know, it's up to you how much you want. I'm going to use, I don't know, I'm not going to fish a big bait with this, so let's say that long. What's that, 6 inches, I don't know, 7 inches. I'm not measuring it properly, so I'll just snip that. A bit more for the knots. There we go. Just snip that off. So there it is. So now for the loop,
keep it running.
Carrying on the rig tying. I don't know why it cut out then. Yeah. Anyway, so there's the To tie this now to the hook, I just do an overhand loop, to be honest. I'm not tying it to the hook. This is the loop that's going to loop onto your bait clip. So I just do an overhand knot, really, like that. Push that round, thread it through, hold it tight there, and that's the loop that's going to go to your bait clip. Let's snip that off. It's a bit frayed, this, but you can always, right, so that's the next bit. Get a hook. So where's the 4-0 hook? Oh no, I've already done that. Silly me. There it is. Right, so there's that. The hook now. So there's your profile. See how long it is? So I'm going to shorten that a bit now. So all I do for this, somebody almost probably a different way of doing it. You can make them with attachments so you can take it on and off. So that's going to be about that long. There, see, there's the hook. So that's shorten it a bit because I don't use big bait, massive baits. There you go, that'll do for the squid and mackerel wrap. So then all I do is the loop there around the hook, and then like you do, tie normal knots to swivels. I mean, someone's most probably got a better knot, but this is the knot I use. It's been all right, to be fair. Doesn't come undone. Thread it through, pull it really tight, like so. There you go. See, that's pretty tight. Snip that tag end off. It's nice and neat now. And what I do with this as well, you can tie a couple of knots in it just so the bait grips it a bit better when you wrap the bait round. See, one, two, let's do one more near the bottom. So there you go, there's 3 knots on that now. That'll just hold the bait on a bit better for you. So there you go. That's the pulley dongle rig. So now get it all hooked up. I'll show you. There you go. So your loop at the bottom where the bait goes on, that goes on your bait clip like so. There. So you pull it. So your pulley rig, and there you go. So your bait's on there. You can have that shorter if you want. So you put your bait on there and then you hook it on there and guarantee your last, so it doesn't come off. So there it is in its entirety, the dongle pulley rig. I hope that was informative and helpful. There you go. Yeah, so that's it. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up and share it. That's my version of the dongle rig. There's loads of versions out there, but thanks for watching, lads, and give it a thumbs up and a like. Cheers, thanks, bye.